Good morning, everybody. Good morning, my good people. First of all, I want to thank if anybody subscribed or liked or shared. Thank you. First and foremost, I know maybe a lot of you people aren't from this area, but my heart and condolences go out to Rick Jarnett. Well, I can't even think of his name. That's the voice of the Buffalo Sabres. The best hockey announcer ever, Rick Jarnett. I mean, the best, simply the best. So, tribute to Rick Jarnett. Never be another voice announcer. He scores, Gilbert Perreault, his 45th of the year. So, if you're new, it's a little channel. I drink coffee, I smoke, blah, blah, blah. No more mafia stories. No more. No, and I don't even like the demographic of those punks that go on there and troll. I don't even like the demographic of those punks. And if you watched me for mafia stories and you subscribed to me for mafia stories, go somewhere else. I'm not, I'm made of more. There's more fabric to me of communication and intellect or entertainment than just sitting back and talking about bullshit mob stories. And even Mike Franzese had enough of it. He just talking about current events. God bless Sammy the Bull Gravano. Let him do whatever the hell he wants. I just maybe touch upon some certain things that might be interesting topics. Maybe not. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I'm not jumping on that mafia bullshit no more. No. It's no good across the board. Across the board, it's no good. Be talking about stuff like that. No. I don't know where the hell my head was at. I got caught up, but no. That's stupid marketing strategy that I might have came up with. Well, thank you for I was talking about Hollywood and the hated people and entertainment and everything, and that did all right. Did better than a mob story. And a lot of these people passed away, and I should not be speaking on the dead. And, I don't really say their names, but maybe one guy, but terrible. And he had a descendant that really straightened my head out, Good morning, Vic. And so I had to wake up and get my bearings because it ain't no good. I mean, I have a lot more to offer than just some bullshit mob stories that don't make no sense anyways. And it all ran its course. There's one guy left, more or less. I mean, you got Mikey DeLeonardo, Mikey Skyers, and Sammy the Bull. Let them carry the torch. So it's run its course. You can only milk so much out of there. I mean, maybe the people have an insatiable appetite for all that, but it's old news to me. So I've just come on and changed my channel up to other type of topics, whatever, current events and things like that. Which I'll probably do is look at the news or other types of things, current stuff, not ancient mafia stories. No, I'd like to give some feedback on certain things that are in our society, and try to give feedback on that. Even psychology of relationships and marriages and dating and everything else like that. I don't want to be looked at as some stupid Guido mob person that wasn't even in a member of the mob and be perceived, my channel perceived like some retarded Guido. No, that's not me. I'm a highly communicative, intellectual person with some knowledge on all various topics, including relationships and marriage and dating and psychology. I'm very well versed in psychology. And I think that's what, in today's world, mental health is running so bad, bad mental health, depression, stress, suicide. It's running rampant these days. So I'd like to have a forum, sometimes maybe an open forum of people to come in here. We throw some things back and get it off our chests. I'd rather do that and try to help somebody because God had grace and mercy on me. I got spared. So it's time for me to offer some kind of help, a friend, a voice, an ear, or maybe some helpful advice that might help people have more fulfilling lives, more prosperity, and be more mentally sound. Because drug addiction is running wild, suicide is running wild, depression is running wild, and all kinds of maladaptive behaviors that are going on in our society. I've probably been through every one of them. That's why I'm an expert on this stuff. And I know all the university models of all the theorists and psychologists and all that. And I've done therapy for couples and all that. I used to have a small little hustle called Diamond Minds. And I used to see people and try to help them out psychologically, whether they're personal problems or marital problems or things like that. You never would have guessed. I'm not a Guido mob guy. No, I'm a sensitive person that wants to help out. And no more Sammy the Bull Gravano, no more Mike Franzese and all that rigmarole bullshit. I don't care if I get 3 views. I don't care if I get 1 more subscriber. I don't know. I got spared many times in my life. Divine intervention also. So I'm 60 years old. I want to start doing a more positive thinking type of channel. And of course, I'm going to do some reviews on some videos like I did about the 10 hated people in Hollywood and all that. But, and I don't want to get into conspiracy theories, whether they're not conspiracy theories or it's reality and what, our whole world is just set up as a video game. It's already a video game and we're just in it. That we think is reality. Those are things that too much mental energy's got to be. If it's true, that stuff is true, then it's true. If not, we still have to enjoy our day and make the best of it. So I appreciate that. And, the prophecies, the prophets and all that. How the world began, the Big Bang Theory and quantum physics and all of this stuff. Interesting stuff, yes. There's a lot of knowledge out there. There's knowledge that's useful knowledge in your everyday life, but then there's just knowledge that ain't gonna make you or break you. So it's up to you, the viewer, of it's all a smorgasbord. You pick and choose what you like and everything. But I have a small channel here, and I like to consider myself a thinker and not just, people out there buying swampland all the time. And don't get duped. I've been noticing the online scams and targeting seniors or anybody else that's gullible enough. I mean, I was talking to Spectrum yesterday, Spectrum cable, internet, and all that, and I was trying to make a payment, and I didn't want to make a payment online, and so if you make the payment online, it should be more convenient. They want to charge $5. So I says, you know what? I'm just going to drive down a couple dollars in gas and go in person. Yeah, and they want my social security number. Now, I've been with them for years. Why do they need any more additional information? They already have all my information on file. What's my social security number got to do with me making a payment? The information gathering, and then if their security system gets breached and there's hackers in there, it doesn't make sense. Now, this is a billion-dollar company, and I know a couple seniors that did get hacked through Spectrum, where they had a bill for $900, they had this or that, it didn't make any sense, and I had to come in and be their voice because they didn't really have the mental capabilities of handling that, because they're so trusting with these companies that they just think there would be no foul play or deception, which is wrong. You should not give your social security number out to anybody. Terrible. They're scamming. And then, and it's billions of dollars every year. And, be more aware of these devils, these corporations. It's sad that, some senior citizens don't have they're alone. Their children aren't around to oversee their bills and affairs. And they're getting fleeced by these greedy, evil corporations. Yeah. I went into the office, the satellite office, Spectrum, to pay. And the first thing I said was, I didn't want to go for that $5 online thing. Why should I have to pay if I'm just I'm making my payment online? It should be a discount. Why would you charge me an extra $5? This is a convenience for you. You would love all your customers to pay online and you don't have to do face-to-face stuff. And he started stuttering like Spider in the Bronx or on Goodfellas. He started stuttering. I thought, you thought. He sounded like Spider from Goodfellas. What did you mean? You're the representative here. I try to be nice. I come this close to just saying you stupid, but I held my composure. They're training their workforce. They're training them to throw curveballs at you, and then in the meantime give up all your personal information. Now, I've been on file with them for a long spell, and this person is telling me it's so adamant that I give up my social security number. What's that got to do with the price of tea in China? I'm already established on there. I'm the guy that lives at that address. I'm the same guy that has that same phone number. I'm that same guy that's been paying my bill. I'm that same guy. What's my social security number got to do with anything? They're information harvesting. And you know what they do with that? They sell it to scammers that look for the demographic of 60 and over, and then they prey on them. Who do you think these scammers are calling? They know exactly to call the senior citizens. Well, what are they, just taking lucky guesses? No. They're buying mailing lists from these information gatherers aka Spectrum, Verizon, and all these other evil monsters. It's sad. It's sad. Good morning, Leon. So this is just a regular video. Shoot some things around. No more mob stuff. No more Mike Franzese. No more Sammy the Bull. Riding a dead horse. Just riding a dead horse there. No, I want to talk about current events or mental health or relationships or sports or anything. And that's that. Wherever it goes, it goes. I'm divorcing myself from all that bullshit. It's no good. The old time gangster, they say, are you crazy? I woke up. I snapped out of that bullshit. That's all. You can only say so much. You can only give so much narrative on the mob life, mafia world, these certain personalities, Mike Franzese. You can only say so much until it's overkill. You know, you put the fancy thumbnail in there and then the people watch. Well, you know what? I'm not selling my ass like that no more. I'm made up of more than that to piggyback them guys and try to play these strategies and all that bullshit. Nah. My IQ is beyond that. I sold my soul for that bullshit. I'm not doing it no more. I want to offer more positive things than just talking about, oh yeah, they chopped them up in pieces and they put them in the trunk and then they fed them to the freaking pigs out on some farm. Yeah, okay. Ooh, geez, yeah, that's really, wow, did that happen? Yeah, oh, geez. Nah. No. And you know what? It ain't no good. You know, let's be positive. What would Jesus do? Or the Dalai Lama? What would the Dalai Lama do? What would any spiritual leader say? You know, I was raised with a spiritual aspect. To go on social media and talk about that just because I want to build a channel and whatever, sell my book and all that. No, you know, J Biz. So I you know, that ran its course. Yeah, I mean, I like people come in here, and then I got these people come in here, we talk, and I bounce back and forth off of there. It doesn't have to be some mob video. It doesn't have to be a mob video. There's other things in life. I mean, yeah, it's a novelty thing, people, but even Mike Franzese, the biggest channel, one of the biggest mob channels, he had enough. And I put out a lot of stuff about Mike, and good and bad. And I'm sorry for the bad things I said because he's a real good person. And he's spot on about current events and his political views. He's a real, true, patriotic American. He's defined more. At some point in time, you realize that you're defined more. There's more that makes up a person than Mike Franzese, the mafia guy. No, Mike Franzese, the good human being, the good thinker, that's spot on a lot of other areas. So you don't want to just be a one-trick pony. You can only ride that horse so far and it's over. The horse is tired. You got to get on another pony and expand your horizons. No more mob videos, and let the dead rest. Let the dead rest, you know. Let the dead rest, because there's hearts coming up on the comments. What's that all about? There's hearts coming up. That's the first time I ever seen that in 222 videos. Wherever those hearts came from, my heart back to you. Yep. Big J Biz. It's I didn't know that happened. I'm a thankful, heartful guy. I'm a sensitive guy. You guys gonna have me crying over here. I'm not a hardcore mafia guy. Look how the smiles are coming up here. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. God is good every day. You know what? I'd rather talk about God and Jesus and get 2 views than talk about all that bullshit mob stuff and get 8 views. That's all. That's all, man. You see, I'm a small channel, and that's my prize right there. That's my payoff. That's my payoff. I mean, I try to get views, subscribers, and for whatever, there's no monetary gain, but you got good people coming in here, and that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. Now we got August. We're getting into later August, and football is in the air. You feel it, and that season is coming up. And for the gamblers, we are gonna plot and everything. Hey, Lance 33, where you been? Salute to you. So I'm 60 years old, and I got younger people in here. Thank you. But man, that football, I don't have a lot of money, but I put in a $10 parlay, 3-team, 4-team, try to steal $80 or, in the parlay, and that's my action. That's that. I'm not a flashy guy. You know how my studio is. Yeah, NFL. Gonna be, like, who are the teams this year that, might be coming up to be contenders. But you know what, my good people? In the AFC, you got all this jockeying and all this and all that speculation, and everybody's excited about our teams. And then we all know that Patrick Mahomes is sitting over there. Yeah, it's just like they knew Joe Montana back in the day, that NFC, you rock and roll, and then that roadblock called Joe Montana. It's so, but we still get excited. Now, the Buffalo Bills, that AFC, the Dolphins should be better. The Jets, it's gonna be crazy. That Jets defense, you can't get a first down on them. And they just got that cornerback, who's another all-pro cornerback. They even reinforced that even more. Now you got Rodgers. Well, the Jets only really need to score like 14 to 17 points a game. I'm figuring this year to win. The Bills don't have a defense anymore. The Bills, I mean, I'm a Bills fan since I'm born, but the Buffalo Bills, they better go find they got the Buffalo Bills. Forgive me, folks. Just all these candy ass fairy tale story, Damar Hamlin. Yeah, I'm sorry, Damar Hamlin, whatever happened, heart attack on the field and all that, blah, 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 and then he comes back and, oh yeah, that's good. I mean, I'm not an asshole, but Damar Hamlin comes back. It's on all the local news stations. He sucked before he had his heart attack on the field, boys and girls. He stunk. He couldn't cover me if I was running a pattern. He couldn't cover me at 60. He couldn't cover me. I was a receiver and I was a cornerback. He couldn't cover me, that scrub. And the guy on the other side, they can't cover nobody. They stink. Their whole defense stinks. How'd they go from first to worse? And their coaching is whacked out too. So the Bills, if you're betting, I'd bet under they win the future bets, I would bet that under 8 games because there's not an easy game on the schedule for the Bills. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I would take a shot with the sneakier teams that are building up, and there might be some surprises this season. You're going to have the perennials and everything like that, but as far as our division, the New York Jets, they could give Kansas City and Cincinnati, yes, Cincinnati, boy, Joe Elvis, boy, Joe Burrows, Elvis, the blonde assassin, Joe Burrows. Yeah, we're going to play a little more defense, and we should be good this year. He's the best. And they destroyed the Bills. They put a dress on the Bills and exploited the Bills' weaknesses right in the backyard. And everybody, well, what happened? What happened? Please, it's terrible. These Bills, I don't know where they're going. There's not an easy game on the whole schedule. It don't matter. Yeah, I mean, these games are going to turn into shootouts probably because they don't have a defense. Their front office and the acquisitions they're making are completely ridiculous. I don't see where they bolstered in the offseason. I don't really see where they bolstered their key positions. And we hear Lamar Hamlin, whatever. Get over that story. It's over. He stinks. The guy on the other side, I got brain damage. I should know the name. They stink. The safeties stink. They got too big for their britches. They fell for the hype and all that. And then they collapsed. That's bad coaching too. Real bad coaching. There are some coaches that would prefer no interviews. There's nothing to talk about until you have a championship ring. No interviews. You know? Josh Allen is supposed to be the savior, Vic. Josh Allen, he's the savior and everything else. And he can only do so much. You can't put the whole team on his back. It's a good boy, well-liked in the community, a good man. But there's only so much you can do. He's running around. He's risking injury. And the offensive line sucks. I mean, some of these teams drafted number 1 draft pick linemen from Georgia, those top college schools, Georgia, Alabama, those big hogs that were protecting those elite quarterbacks. You got to take some of them in the first or second round of the draft. Because Josh Allen is nothing without protection. They just put too much weight on him. He can't carry the ship. And so it's going to be harder for these gunslingers going at each other because the other gunslinger at least has a little defense. So they're going to stop the Bills on most possessions, and our defense can't stop those elite quarterbacks. You know? Bolster up that line. What do you think Belichick did for Brady? What do you think Shanahan did for Elway and Montana and these guys. Look at Patrick Mahomes. He's a scrambler and everything, but he's got a defense. He's got an offensive line, and they got a tough ass defense. It's like it's not fair. Kansas City has a top 5 NFL defense, number 1. How are you going to outgun this Patrick Mahomes? There's not enough possessions in the game. And you got one of the greatest coaches of all time that's been around since the 60s and 70s, like Belichick. You got too much to go. There's too much to go up against. This turned into a football video. That's fine with me. My good people come in here. You know, it's tough to play a ground and pound game. You know, that's why I don't put too much emphasis on all these crybaby running backs looking for big contracts. You know, all in the off season. You know, you see all these Barkley and all them. They're all crying about, you know, the Dallas, Elliott. They're bums. That running back, you could get a discount running back that's not going to fall too much short than what you consider an elite running back in the NFL. It ain't going to make or break your team in the wins and losses. So all those crybaby running backs that are holding out further contracts and everything else, newsflash, you represent about 8% of the team's offense. But you want 80% of the salary cap. No, it's ridiculous. And they cry about it, and then you get sports media up there, blah, 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 blah. We're supposed to feel sorry for those millionaires? Not me. Not me. You know, yeah, we're talking football. Fuck the mafia and all that stupid shit. This is real stuff, today's stuff. You know, they got the holdouts, Lance and J Biz. They hold out. I want more. I want more. I want more. And everything else. Even Kansas City has a good running back. They have a good running back because they pose such a threat, a passing threat, that you could set up in that shotgun, and then you got the right defense for a draw play, and that running back could scramble. But unless you have a serious passing threat that's getting off real good during that game, the running game ain't going to mean nothing to you. You ignore it, and you just blitz the quarterback all day long like they do Josh Allen. Yeah. So, I mean, hey, it's football season, man. It's football season. I love it. But, you know, I appreciate you guys coming hanging out with me. And but it's in the air, you know, in the late August, and it gets cloudy and a little cooler, and then something triggers in your brain. Football is on its way. Football. Now, Dalvin Cook, I would have to say, with everything I said about running backs, J-Biz, I have to say Dalvin Cook is a bad mofo. And they let him go. They let him go. They let him go. I'm not saying that the running back maybe is the lost position in the NFL with elite blitzkrieg passing games. But I'm saying with the right coach, a great defense, and a great offensive line, I mean, you know, a lot of teams won Super Bowls that didn't have an elite quarterback. They had a tough-ass defense, and they had a good running game. But all those variables have to be perfectly in play in today's game. So, yeah, you know what I'm going to do is I did that last year or something when I'd have the lineup, the football lineup with all the weekly games, the schedules, and I used to go through them and everything. So, yeah, we'll fuck around with that a little bit. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, I like that. That's what I'm gonna do with my channel. No more mafia bullshit. Let's just talk, and that's it. It is what it is. Yeah, yeah. That's yeah. I used to tweak the lines years ago, and other book would call and say, "You got a bad line. You got a bad line." I used to mess with the lines, and then you know, with somebody's gonna, middle the game. Well, some people might not be knowledgeable on that. You know, what are you gonna do? So, uh, yeah, we'll see what that. I got a message there from something and it threw me off. I used to be an under specialist, Lance. Years ago, I used to be an under specialist. I used to choose the games for the unders in the 80s. I used to make spot bets. And the Giants were a lot of back then. Yeah, I met Mike a long time ago. Back in another age, in another world and everything. But I used to like the under bet. And I used to mess with the over-unders on the line for people to take the bait. Well, if I have a bad line, then attack it. Don't tell me I have a bad line. Attack it, wise guy. Attack it. You know. Or other bookies will be saying, well, because they're going to bet the other side of it and try to middle. If there's a team that's supposed to be minus 10 and I got it minus 13, then some people could bet both sides and win both bets if it lands 11 or 12. It sounds confusing, but if there's some people here that know what I'm talking about, then, so you almost got a free shot. You're only going to pay the VIG on one side. So, yeah. Well, yeah, we could talk football. It's coming up. Yeah, that's a lot easier. I might throw some current event bullshit in there here or there, and as long as I can hang out with you guys, that's fine with me. But yeah, I used to like messing around with the lines, the over unders, and yeah, DraftKings. It's funny how everything's changed. Now gambling's legal, and it's gambling is legal, and years ago everybody was dodging the law. The government does it, just like bootlegging and everything was illegal. Drugs were illegal. Now you go to your doctor and get your drugs. Marijuana was illegal. It's legal. You can't even be a mobster anymore. The government's in on it now. The government's the new freaking. The government is organized crime now. It was so taboo decades ago. Oh, geez, people went to prison for life and everything else. It was just so. It was, for the norms and mores of society and social norms and morals, it was really horrendous and terrible for society. And then in a couple decades, it changes, and now they want a piece of the action. Now they're running all the games. They're running the show. They are organized crime. Casinos, FanDuel, DraftKings, they're organized crime. They ain't running from the FBI. They ain't looking over their shoulder. They're raking in millions and millions of dollars. There's marijuana dispensaries around now. I sold tons and tons and tons of marijuana years ago. Dodging strategies, cat and mouse. Now there's dispensaries everywhere. Yeah, let me get a nickel of this. Let me get this. Let me get that. Boom, boom, boom. Online gambling, horse racing. I must be getting old, my friends. I must be getting old because if there was the mob today, what would be their niche? what would be their niche? Well, there's some big bettors that don't want to be on record with FanDuel, DraftKings, or casino gambling, casino sports gambling. There are some big bettors that don't want to be on record because they want to remain anonymous. There are some bookies that are still in business for a certain demographic of people that don't want to be walking in casinos where there's 85 cameras, and then if you win a certain amount of money, you got to fill out tax information. If you make a score, you got to fill out tax information. You might have lost for that week, but the minute you make a little score, the government wants to tax it, and now you got to show all your personal information. Really? Well, there's a guy over here that's taking bets up to $5,000-$10,000. You don't have to. He doesn't need your social security number. But it's convenient for me if I want to go to the Indian casino and put in a $10 parlay and have my action. I want some action. I'll honor those evil Indian bastards. I will honor those evil casinos. Me and my buddy just got back, high roller and everything else. They said they were going to comp our dinner. Now, we're not beggars and we don't need any freebies, but he was betting thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And the host right there said, yeah, go ahead, no problem. We go upstairs, we eat. And then all of a sudden, the printer broke. There was miscommunication. And then you look like a beggar. These Indian casinos are the filth scum of the planet. They don't even know how to have hospitality because there's just degenerate gamblers that don't even care about class or hospitality. You got to go to Vegas for that. But it's a sign of the times that things are changing. But I'll go there and put in some little parlays downtown over here in that scum ghetto freaking casino downtown Buffalo, that scum joint they got running there, and I'll go give them $20 in action. Forgive me, folks. I was from the ghetto too. A good ghetto. Not that scum ghetto. Okay? I'm not prejudiced against blacks or anything like that, so don't get it twisted. For the retards out there that are the first ones that say racist bullshit, they're usually the racists. So, yeah, I get my action and I get it in and everything. And there are still bookies that handle big action. Big, yeah. My friend plays high 500 a roll, 400 a roll on the dice table. Spataro. And for those that don't know, so you're at the casino and you buy in on dice for a few thousand, and you lose 3,000. You buy in for 2,000 more on the dice table. Now you're in for 5,000. So now you buy in again, and if he wins, or if he accumulates 3,000 and you go to the window to cash it, you got to sign for it. Well, what about the 8,000 he's already hooked for? Why should he go on record to show a driver's license for that? Then if you say, well, I got a theory. Well, just go back and just bring 500 in chips back and make 8 trips. They'll bust your nuts on that too, because they know, they're watching. At Seneca, Niagara, it happened where they called it out, and he kept having to show ID and everything else. And then if you go cash, it's like, why he still got to show ID? He's stuck. He's the best customer you got in here. What he is losing is covering all your slot machine payoffs for the day. Those evil Indian mofos. You can't be a high roller in these joints. You can't be a high roller. Go to Atlantic City. and get sodomized, or go to Vegas and get sodomized. At least they'll kiss you at the end of it, okay? At least they'll kiss you and put you up in a nice room and dinner. That's all. Please forgive me, folks. I get a little crazy sometimes. But the high rollers, they stay, you know. I don't watch The Sopranos, bro. Fuck The Sopranos. I don't watch The Sopranos. No, thanks anyways. Thanks anyways. I know guys that lost millions gambling. Millions. I know a guy that lost millions on slot machines. Betting 200 a spin, 500 a spin on a slot machine. A programmed slot machine, which I'm a psycho slot player myself. Look at the owners of the Jack in the Box. They lost $1 billion on slots. Yeah, they track you. And I just did a video. Check out that video I did about a college buddy of mine. This is true, folks. This is good. You guys are here. And this is good juice. I went to business school. I went to other schools, university, blah, blah, blah. A friend of mine that I helped out in college with food and money, good boy, good guy. Decades go by, he ends up on the New York State Gaming Commission, and he came to a local casino where I was at, and he was kind of hinting to me about, they know the payoffs of when the machines, the jackpots are gonna, that's not so far-fetched to believe. And they know the payoffs. So when it comes to slot machines, is this so far-fetched? Because I like thinking people. I'm not the end all of knowledge or anything else, but I just like to think things through, and maybe there's a mainframe for the slot machines. All the slot machines have numbers on them. And I just did this video a couple days ago, and they all have numbers. So hypothetically speaking, or in reality, there's a mainframe. A mainframe, which you folks know what it is. It's like a console that has every slot machine wired in, every slot machine in the casino wired in to that mainframe, and it has the ability to pay off a machine or just make a machine cold. And you got the cameras. So when they see that high roller, they turn that machine right off. You got a psycho degenerate gambler with 17,000 in his pocket, and he's playing 100 a spin. Flick the switch on slot machine number 114. They're watching. All the cameras are watching, and the people that control the mainframe, you know how I know? Because a friend of mine worked doing it. That was my theory all the time. He retired, and he told me off the record. I said, I already knew that, but he reinforced it. You don't think they can control that? They're all programmed machines. The slots are not random. If anybody knows about probability and statistics or anything else, random is random. Anything can happen at any time. When you spin a slot machine, any reels can come up randomly at any time. But they're programmed machines. They're on a program. They're pre-programmed machines. So what's that mean, the truth serum? It means that if you have a mainframe, it's already integrated into a mainframe. It's a program, a computer program. Well, you can program programs. You can program that program off of a mainframe. That's what's at place in non-random slot machines. So they got you right by the nuts. So they have the ability. They see my buddy come in, who's lost over 3-4 million. They see him come in, and he sits down, and they're sitting up in the room up there, and they're watching him, and they see him, he's on machine 117 and he's playing 200 a spin, and they go, hey, look, that big sucker's sitting down there playing 200 a spin. Click, click, and that's that. He made over 6 figures one night. They loosened the machine for him because you know what they did? They knew, because by 6 a.m., he was going to blow that money back. So they gave him a little taste. They turned it on, and he had thousands and thousands, tens of thousands on him, because you know why? They knew he'd be broke by morning. So they gave him a little taste. They gave him a little fun. All these casinos are on a mainframe, and they have the ability to watch you and have the ability to control your machine. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's a fact. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, if you're the person that can go in and put $100 bill in, have a smoke, have a coffee, and hit the button, take it in the ass for a few minutes. If you can afford it, that's fine. But there's some people that can't, and they get destroyed. And that's that. We're all adults, and if you want to go there, well, then you're a big boy. If they beat the shit out of you, if they beat the shit out of you, then they do. You're a big boy. You know what you're up against. We know what we're up against. We know. So, but that's the slots. That's the slots. And my buddy from college, who rose up in the gaming commission, he says, why don't you try that one over there? Your friend bets big, 15, 30 a spin or whatever. Why don't you try that one over there? He didn't come right out and say that jackpot was getting ready to hit. He remained he kept his professionalism rather than just saying, hey, Joe, you can't afford 30 a spin, but your buddy can. Sit on that around the clock because that 75,000 is going to hit. He couldn't come out and say that. But he put in a way that I could read between the lines. And when I told my friend, he was like, oh, Joe, you're nuts. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you got a friend on the gaming committee. You're a college buddy and all this. You lost your mind, Joe. He said, you lost your mind. Oh, really? And then the next day, we come in, and they're celebrating on the machine. And the host and everything is there, and some guy won it that you never seen before because his buddy from New York State told him. They put a ringer on the machine, and he had the inside information. And I go, really, bro? Well, there it is. Yeah. There it is right there. And then you know what they did? They took the machine out the next day. Yeah. So I'm crazy. Yeah. He was like, oh, yeah, you got an old buddy from college. Yeah. He rose up on the gaming board and all that. I said, yeah. And I helped him out in college because he was broke all the damn time. But he was a good guy. And I fed him. And then all of a sudden, I'm at the casino, and I'm outside smoking a cigarette, and here he comes. I still look the same. He looked the same even years later. Well, what are you doing? He was all in a suit and everything. He said, oh, I work here. And he goes around and does a quick look at the machines and audit and all that bullshit. And then whenever he came back, he'd come up to the OTB. I told him, well, you could find me in the OTB or on the floor, and we'll have lunch just to talk and reminisce about, life, the children, and regular stuff. Until that day came, and he was like, do you play those? No, I don't. I can't afford that, buddy. But I know my buddy can. And that's that. But I went off on that story. But yeah. So the New York State slots know when those jackpots will be paid. And who's privileged to that information? You know, I won on a 50-cent bet. On a 50-cent bet, I won. I can't disclose any of that. I won good, Spataro. I won good. I won good. I won good. Yeah, I blew it all back, anyways. I blew it all back. That's all. But I plugged some things up. I mean, I live good. I live good. I don't have a lot of income, but I enjoy. I enjoy. I enjoy. But you know, if I was still raising my family or all that, I wouldn't gamble like I do today. I wouldn't gamble like that if I had. I'm only responsible for myself. If I go broke, I go broke. That's all. I'm just responsible for myself. I can survive. But if you got a wife and car payments, you know, and you got responsibilities. I mean, when I was taking it, you know, people were getting crushed and they have wife and kids. And I would sometimes, well, the guys, when I was with the wise guys, and I wasn't in their mix of their book and everything, I had no influence on that. Well, you know, I mean, I might say, why do you want to hurt a guy like that? He loses all the time. You don't want to hurt the guy, even if he's not paying, because he's going to pay you. So you don't need to hurt the guy like you see on a lot of things. You're not going to, you got golden goose suckers out there, and you're not going to break his leg or anything like that, unless it's a flagrant foul and there's just bad actors out there. But a lot of times, you're just not going to break somebody's legs if they owe $3,000, $5,000 when they've already blew $100,000 with you. Don't believe all that bullshit. But there's a few guys that, you know, you say they got a wife and kids. The wife's pissed off. Where's all the money? And you don't want mad wives who call the police and all that. You don't want mad wives and stuff. I mean, you know, oh, geez, I blew $3,000 last week, honey. We can't pay the mortgage. We can't pay the car payment. We can't put food on the table. And then all of a sudden they're on the phone with the law, you know. Mr. Spataro, a lot of times, the more wealthy a person is, the tighter chiseler they are. The more wealthy a person is, they're going to still want to eat a bologna sandwich over a steak. That's really, I believe it. I believe it. I know a lot of wealthy people that don't go for stones. They're so rich and they don't want to take a road trip to a casino or a track because of gas prices. You're worth $18 million. What are you worried about the gas for, Herb? I'll put the gas in, and I'm broke. I'll put the gas in. Let's go take a road trip. My other buddy that I go with currently, he's cool. He's not a chiseler. We rock and roll. He sends it in. He don't blink an eye. SK, if you're ever watching this, SK. And thank you, SK, for taking me under your wing and letting me enjoy these travels. He sends it in and don't blink an eye. Yeah, he sends it in. Then they refuse the guy a comp meal at Allegheny Casino. Then they refuse him a comp meal. His handle was $35,000, his handle. And they said they were going to approve a comp meal. And somehow there was a convenient miscommunication. And then when you're ready to pay the bill and settle the bill, oh, there was no comp. That's these Indian scumbag casinos. Downtown Buffalo, Seneca, Niagara, Allegheny. These scumbag, no count Indian casinos. Oh, God forgive me. Jesus. Forgive me, Jesus. You know I get a little animated. I don't want to sin anymore. So, yeah, I mean, that's the way it is. I don't know. We love action, but geez, you know, show some class. I was bred with the Vegas hospitality. When I was young, going to Vegas, I was conditioned into Vegas hospitality. Newsflash, Joe, you're not getting that same hospitality in this scumbag state, New York State, this filthy state of New York. You're not going to get that in this dumpster state and the government casinos and the Indian casinos. You're not going to get that. It's a welfare state. It's a welfare state. That's all. That's the way it is. I got nothing against welfare, but everybody that's on fixed income, they get their check, they go to these dumps, they blow it, and then rewind, repeat next month, and they get all that. They get all the bottom feeders, and then if you're a high roller, they don't care about you. They don't care about you. I never thought that a casino host and all that would not care that much about high rollers. When the whole casino floor is empty and there's no patrons, they still insult and you know. I used to help out at private card games where between 5-6 guys, there's over 100 and something thousand in their pockets and their security. And when they rake the pot, that means if you're running the game, sometimes you can rake a certain percentage of the pot, what's in the hand. You're gambling on cards. There's a pot in there that you're going after. So if you're the host of that game, you can rake. But you can rest assured that you'd have all the food there. You'd give them anything they want. Even a girl. Even provide a girl for them. And that's the way it's supposed to be. What do you get at these casinos? You get a dirty look. They look at you like you're speaking a foreign language. Holy cow. This video turned into an hour. The thumbnail was no more Mike Franzese or Sammy Bogravano. That ran its course. I'm happy I got these people in there. And you know what? We're going to do sports and some current events and everything else. And, you know, I saw the headlines today about the scamming and online scamming and everything else. Boy, jeez. But that's the world we live in today. That doesn't mean that we can't still go out. And thanks, J-Biz. We have fun. You know, we could look and say the sky is falling and the whole country's all screwed up and everything else. We want a good life, you know. We got a new guy, Carmela Falco. We could talk shit. We could talk shit about politics and everything else. But you know what? Yeah, we have to be. I'm from a military family. We have to be aware about what's going on in our country. But don't get so distracted that you still can't go out and laugh and have fun and do enjoyable things. We want a better country, yes, without a doubt. But don't let that diminish and fuck your head up so much like it did me, that we still go out and enjoy and laugh and have fun. And whatever the status is of the country, doesn't mean that we have to have a freaking screwed up life. Most gamblers here, we just want action. We want action. We're used to action. The numbers go up and down. How'd you do, Jersey? How'd you do, Frank? Well, I won 100. I won 1,000. I blew. The numbers go up and down. The bottom line is we want action. We want that action. We want to get down. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as you can pay your bills. You know, I used to actually have a heart when these people were getting crushed and they got 3 kids and a wife. You know, I mean, there's just ruthless wise guys out there that just don't care. Give me. You can't pay. Blah, 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 blah. No, but good guys, and you know, and I had to help them out on the side without anybody knowing. Just saying, hey, Tom, here. He owes a ton, but go here, pay. I want to see the receipts. I want to see the receipts. You don't show me the receipts, I'm going to turn you over to the dogs. But no, you know. So that's all. I saw the destruction with gambling. Yeah, we need we need the receipts, man. Yeah, I paid this, I paid that, I paid this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you know, but, you know, gambling has done some. I've been gambling since I'm a kid, playing 5 cents a penny, tonk, or whatever. But, you know, it's been my blood. It's in my blood. But you see the destruction. And when there's children involved, and the wife and the children need school clothes and, you know, just the basic fundamental necessities. Jeez. I mean, there's hardcore people out there that just aren't sensitive, but you got a guy beat so bad, and, you know, his mental state of mind, he's ready to lose his house, his car, his wife, and it's happened to many. People have literally lost everything to gambling. Some even committed suicide. So gambling kills. I know that's an extreme antidote, but directly or indirectly. So sometimes I never had a whole ton of money, but you know, you got a guy that's hooked. He never wins. There's just some people that never won. People just never won every year. Football, baseball. Just some people, they never won. So what do you think? You're going to go rough up that guy? You're going to go rough up that guy? No. You're not going to go rough that guy up. But then there's other people that just take free shots that haven't built up a history with you, and they take free shots, and they won 3,000 and you paid them. They won 2,000 and you paid them, and now they lost 5,000. Now they're nowhere around. Then you want to smash them. Not me, but you would want to, and generally smash them. Yeah. I lost my last relations into gambling. Yeah, Carmela. I mean, addiction. I did drugs. Addiction. I mean, the slot machine sometimes is no different than heroin or crack. Addiction. You know, I'm certified addictions counselor. On top of all this, you wonder why I'm nuts? I know it all going in, but at the end of the day, I want action. I was doing drugs. I knew it was no good, but I did drugs. I liked the feeling of an opiate. I didn't like any other type of drug. I didn't do drugs because I was like, something happened in my childhood and all this. I did opiates because I just liked the feeling of opiates. That's all. Until that fentanyl bullshit, I knew it wasn't heroin. I knew it wasn't. It was a grungy drug that's sweeping the country now, that fentanyl bullshit. Go to the doctor, and if you're going to do drugs, which I don't condone, go to the doctor and let him write you up some Oxycontin or something. And if you're going to get high, get high. Fentanyl ain't a high. It's a stupid man's drug. And I lost some friends to that back then. So, you know, yeah. Carmela, yeah. Addiction, pick your poison and everything else. But the addiction field here with the steps and, just like the addiction, the 10 steps of recovery and all these steps. There's one step, quit. I don't play all that other stuff with all this, make amends with all this and all that. No. They put you on a merry-go-round, these recovery centers. Your mind's more blotted out than it was when you went in. I'm not trying to undermine that field, Carmela. Maybe I am. But no disrespect to you because your intentions are well placed. But in all these addiction-orientated programs, whether it's drugs or gambling or sex addiction or whatever, you could be addicted to anything more or less, but they want to structure it in such a way where, it'll make you nuts. Now, Carmela, it's whatever works to leave you sober. We're all different. Yes, we're all different. That's a valid statement. Here's another valid statement, young lady, or Carmela, that's a woman. I can't see with my glasses. The addiction and recovery programs that society, you taxpayer, I'm not undermining you or disrespect you, because I was in there using up the taxpayers' money, so I'm guilty as charged. Let's set the table there. The recovery rates, if we're going to talk about these centers, well, we want to know what the success rates of them are. 3 to 5%. And the recidivism of them, the recidivism rate is it's a revolving door. Oh, this is my 5th time here. They wear it like a badge of honor. Hey, Billy. Oh, yeah. Were you at St. Vincent's or were you at Atwater? Were you here? Were you there? They wear it like a badge. All the taxpayers paying all the money. The success rates are 3 to 5%. So what can they hang their head on when they're petitioning the taxpayers to pay the tab? What's their concern for somebody that's not even related to them, that they got to carry the weight? For a success rate, that's 3 to 5%. Okay. If there was nobody even involved in the recovery system and didn't go there, that would be the same success rate or more. Or more. Because the laws of probability and statistical anecdotal information is saying the chances of that happening would be greater in mathematics. So it's not complicated at all. We don't need you, no offense, or recovery system. If you want to quit doing something, you quit. Otherwise, you're not really that interested in quitting. You don't need to be coddled. You don't need 7 meetings in 7 days and 30 meetings in 30 nights. If you want to quit, you quit. You don't need to play mental hopscotch, because you know what? All that does is set you up for failure again. So, Carmela, I came to your facility and I went back out and I did drugs. What failed? Your facility or me? What failed? Well, her facility just wasn't good enough and I went back out and I did dope. No, it's not your facility's responsibility. We're human beings. We're not going to play mental hopscotch. We're not going to play. Thanks, Jay Biz. I hope your dad gets better. We're not going to play mental hopscotch. Where's the failure? What entity does the failure lie within? Well, I've been here 7 times at St. Vincent's recovery. Well, you don't want to quit, bro. You don't want to quit. You want the free room and board so Joe Blow taxpayer could pay your tab. I don't know. But Carmela, could I ask where you're from? Thank you for coming in here and joining me. I'm animated about it because people are dying every day, and there should be a better solution. Oh, New Jersey, okay. Thank you. I appreciate your time in here. This is just a little small channel, and I rock and roll on here and everything else, But and I don't want to undermine people's intentions like you. I'm not undermining good intended, well-intended people trying to help out, but there's got to be another strategy. Is the strategy, this is extreme, is the strategy, there's no recovery systems. Joe, Pete, Sally, you're on your own. You're on your own. It's not the government's responsibility. Nice to meet you, Carmela. I went down in 2014. I went down in 2014 on that fentanyl bullshit. I lost about 10 friends, and it's been like 8-9 years. I don't keep track, but easy math, 9 years. Yeah. So, I mean, is number one, is it the government's responsibility, whether for drug addiction? I mean, is it the government's responsibility? Who's responsible? You could remove all the programs and you'd still have the same numbers in today's society. From an analytical Carmela, go get you. She's probably very beautiful. Holy cow, Jersey girl. I don't mean any disrespect. Carmela, what a beautiful name, Carmela. How'd I get just Joe? Joe. I couldn't get some exotic name. Yeah, people who want to use are going to use. I just got JoJo. All I knew when I was growing up, the only other JoJo I knew was from the Inquirer magazine, JoJo the Dog-Faced Boy. How come I couldn't get an exotic Italian name like Valentino, Fabio? No, I love my name Joseph because my fellas, my Uncle Joe, my Uncle Joe just passed away. Carmela, we all have an Uncle Joe. Oh, that's why I do my little small channel, Carmela. I like rocking and rolling and just talking to interesting people. We all have an Uncle Joe. My grandfather was Joe. Yeah, we all have an Uncle Joe. You remember Uncle Joe? He was the one afraid to cut the cake. Bob Seger. Bob Seger even had a song about Uncle Joe was in the lyrics. So I'm having a great day. I met some new people in here, and that's all, No more gangsters stories. That's it. No more gangsters. Yes. Sal. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Joe and Sal. Yeah. That's nice. I mean, every nationality wants to believe that they have the best nationality and culture and everything else, and that's expected. The Italians want to, we all think, and that's all right. Everybody, the Irish have culture, the food, the ceremonies and everything, but I'm glad I'm Sicilian. Everybody should be glad for what they are, Yeah, Sicilian. Yeah. So everybody should be proud of their culture and heritage. But and Lithuanian. Wow, what a mix. Excuse me. I was a few years younger. I dated an Italian girl. and she was gonna come over and make spaghetti, blah blah blah. No, I'm not a chauvinist or anything like that. Like, oh well, you make a lady cook, but and her father owned an Italian restaurant. That's the kicker. She comes over with a grocery thing, and she had ragu sauce in there. And I said, oh, geez. I says, what's this with this ragu sauce and oh, what do you think? I'm going to cook sauce and prepare it and I says, please forgive me. I don't want to make you a kitchen slave to make sauce or anything. I just thought maybe the generations came down where, yeah, Sicilian. So a lot of times the young daughters would stand near the stove or in the kitchen and they would watch their mom prepare and they would learn the recipes and everything else. So I think generationally speaking, that the younger generation, it lost. This girl came over with jarred sauce. And I was like, I don't think this is going to work. You're a very lovely girl and everything, but I don't think, not to be selfish or anything like that. She had a little edge, A lot of Italian girls got a little edge on them. And I love Italian women. I love all women. I love all women. But you know what? And I'm glad Italian or Sicilian women have a little edge because I don't like pushovers. And if you talk intellectual or you laugh and you joke, you're on the same wavelength. So you're compatible. I dated a girl, she couldn't order a pizza. She was called, I like a large pizza. She looked like Marilyn Monroe. I took the bait. I was young. I'd like to order a pizza. Cheese. Pepperoni. The pizza never came. I said, I can't be so superficial like that. I can't. No, I'm 60. No wonder I'm by myself. Jeez. I need a co-host here. The Sophia Loren type, okay? A nice co-host here. It's here. I'll make room. Ladies and gentlemen, Sophia Loren, she just got done with her 14th movie, and I'm in love. We can dream. So I'm glad some new people came in here. My little old show. No more mafia. I'm done with that bull crap. I don't want to know nothing about the FBI and the mafia and all that stuff. I don't want to know nothing about none of that. It's all bullshit. I lied about everything anyways, folks. I'll come clean. I lied about it all. All right? I'm a liar. I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? Sicily, we did our family tree going way, 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 way back. Now I can't remember, but that Syracuse, Sicily sounds familiar. Yeah. So, oh, well, we talked about a lot of stuff. This was a fun video. It feels good not to talk about all that gangster bull crap, I know people like The Sopranos and all that kind of stuff, but you know what? I want to start doing more things about mental health, addiction, everyday life. There's entertainment world out there. There's entertainment out there. Yeah. Okay, that's a no-brainer. That's a given. But at the same time, there's a lot of issues, We got to support each other and try to raise each other up. Okay, violence and watching violence sometimes isn't good all the time. Have some more positive stimuli in your life. That's all. That's what I'm here for. All right, tune in. All right, tune in. So I'm not the end all of knowledge. I'm a well-rounded Renaissance man. I like the honeymooners, Carmela. The old honeymooners, boy, that was back, I'm older now. There's no, these writers for these comedies. I'm writing another book. I'm going to write another book, a futuristic book about. You look young, Carmela. You can't fool me. I used to work at the circus. I can guess your age and your weight. Oh, well. Please forgive me. I'm a little immature. That's why I only got 400 subscribers, But that's all. This is for the real people channel, not the uptighters. Go somewhere else. I'm sorry, I swear. I get a little bipolar. You can only apologize so many times until it's like, I'm not really sorry. I ain't really sorry. I apologize. I swore, blah, blah, blah. You know what? I'm not really that sorry. I don't mean any disrespect to anybody, but the way I look at it, if you don't like it, fuck off. That's all. If somebody takes that so heartily, I don't want them here anyways. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I destroyed my life. What the hell? I'm so smart. I ruined myself. What do you want? But we can still laugh and have fun. I am blessed. I am totally blessed. Let's not get that far off the tracks. Let's not get that far off the tracks. I'm from Brooklyn originally, and and then relocated. But I went back and forth. And I don't know. So much was said about the Jersey girls. And of course, it's just stereotype stuff. Stereotype. Oh, Jersey girl. Well, if there's a Jersey girl like that, well, that's an asset to me. That's not a negative. I think men in relationships sometimes, they want to be in control. And they want a pushover spouse. Honey, did you do this? Make sure you do that. Honey, did you do that? Did you do this? Oh, by the way, if you forget, I made a list up for you. Here, just in case you forget. I'll put it on the wall so you can't miss it. And then they come home. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? I don't want a pushover girl. I want a strong girl. No pushovers. I want a strong girl. Hey, Joe, hey, you messed that up. Okay, honey, okay. I want a strong girl. Jack me up. All right, I'll do better, honey, next time. Just don't ruffle the collar, all right? Because you'll be the one cleaning it tomorrow. All right? No. No. So, you have a thing for the Jersey girls. Well, the Jersey girl is, I never liked Jersey. I like the Meadowlands racetrack. And Atlantic City. But there were some things that went on as far as some Jersey guys were concerned. Not Jersey girls, but Jersey guys. And that's that. We won't speak on that. So this is just an open thing. I'm glad you folks met each other in there. Hey, Spataro, get her phone number. Hey, no, I want her phone. No. I can't turn this into a smutty why do I have to freaking shit on the video, Well, I got to piss all over this video and then turn it into trying to find what am I, retarded? That's no good. No, yeah. Come on in. The dating game, folks. We'll see what we can match up here. Yeah. My name is Joe. I'm 60, 6'1", 190. I'm very well educated. I've got degrees in all various fields. And, by the way, I'm a degenerate gambler. Crickets. Anybody interested? Anybody? I'm sorry. What are you going to do? When I came back to life, Carmela, when I came back to life, and everybody else. After I was on life support for a year, and they figured I was gonna be infirmary, because I was without oxygen for so long that I'd be like an invalid in an infirmary with I would need total care, 100% care. But when I came back, and then I slowly, from this brain injury, not like you got smashed in the head with something, brain injury, being without oxygen, being dead. And I defied all medical precepts. So, yeah. So they figured this guy is going to he's better off dead. I would figure you'd be better off. But when I came back, I kind of lost my filter a little. You know your filter when you catch yourself like, oh, honey, how's this look? And her ass is fat and her stomach's fat. And then, her hair's messed up. And you say, oh, you look nice, honey. That's your filter. But for me, God forgive me, I'm doing better. Well, hey, I don't have a honey. Let's just establish that. How's this look? Oh my gosh, Gertrude. Your stomach's hanging out. Your ass is bigger than the Grand Canyon. Your haircut that you got yesterday is whacked out. Oh, geez, no, I'm sorry. Your ass is bigger than the Grand Canyon. Come on, get on the treadmill or something. Oh, Lord. I see my angels. Gertrude. Some innocent name, because some lady out there is going to say, hey, were you talking about me? No, it's not like I bet down all these women. No, but, I don't want to hurt if somebody thinks that. But angels are real and demons are real. And I wrote a book called They Dead Missed. Stupid title, but it's a memoir. It's a memoir. It's on Amazon Books. I don't even have it here because I don't even try to sell it. But there's a link or something. I don't know the technology of it. I feel like a schmuck trying to promote a book. But if you want to know about angels and demons and crazy life, drug addiction, mob stories, it's all in there. It's all in there. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So no filter there. I'm doing better. I'm not a maniac. It's called They Dead, like they dead, being dead, missed. You swung and missed. They Dead Missed. Stupid title. Stupid title. Amazon Books. Stupid title. I'm writing another futuristic book this winter, and there's a good premise. And I'm going to have a little power behind me when I do this, because I might connect to a person with more power with publishing and stuff like that, where this crazy mind's got a lot of thoughts in it, but I can write. I can write like a mofo. I can write. I'm a good writer. So, I'm 60 now. What the hell? But we don't want to talk about the afterlife and all that, because people are grounded in whatever they believe, whatever their faith is. But I don't know if it's a far-fetched concept that you wouldn't believe that there's angels and demons around us. Yeah. Miguel Carmelo, your ex was a writer and a degenerate gambler. Was his name Joe? Joe, Tony, or Frank, or Tom? Not Sal. Okay, Greg. Greg's a little more innocent. Greg's a little more harmless. Greg Scarpa. Never mind Greg Scarpa. Oh, well. So Oh, well, I said a lot today, and this was a fulfilling video. No mob stories, just regular talk with these good people in here. That's all. That's all. Love and compassion is what keeps the world together. Quantum physics. Love and compassion is the glue that keeps everything in order. A little far-fetched? Okay. The Dalai Lamas, Jesus, the disciples, the gurus. There's one common denominator. Love and compassion. We're all going to die someday. At least I'm judgmental. Yeah. Cybernetics. Yeah. Quantum physics. Who are you, Carmela? Who is this lady over here? That's a Renaissance woman. I'm going to leave it at that because I have a filter. I have a filter. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. Imagine that, me being speechless. I chirp, 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 chirp. So, this was a cool day. Interesting people come in on here. So what's wrong with that? The mob stories and gangster shit's all washed out. It's all washed out. It's washed out. You know, like you got the hula hoop. It was a fad. You know, the fad came, you know, in the 70s, in the 60s, and there was a fad. The fad came and it left as fast as it came. The mafia gangster bullshit is all washed out. I'm never going to tell another mob story ever again. Never. Never. Let the dead rest. Let the dead rest. That's all. So I appreciate you folks coming in here. And I do videos all the time. And I got 200 videos in there. They've censored me. They've stopped my subscriber ticker many times. They've censored me. So I'm not going to do political stuff that much, you know. So, well, that's cool, Carmela. Stay around. Come take a peek once in a while. I'll be here chirping away. It was really nice and a pleasure and a privilege to have you come in here and help me out today. So I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I'm a sensitive guy. I don't want to start crying on here now. Come on, give me a break. Okay? Look, I can't see. I'm like Mr. Magoo. If anybody remembers that. I'm dating myself. So, all right, we're going to leave it at that. Everybody, the sun is shining. The birds are chirping. It's not partly cloudy. It's partly sunny, you know? You're funny, Mr. Spataro. You're funny. Oh, I wish I had a nice Italian lady that can cook and everything. Not just to be a servant slave. Just a nice cook, you know? A nice cook. Scooby-Doo, I remember. Oh, gosh. Oh, boy, that's priceless. Oh, that Saturday morning lineups, boy, that was the best. That was the best. You know, time moves on, and we get, you know, nostalgia. It's nostalgia and everything. And why do things have to change when the family was around and everything was in place? And, you know, and then life happens and we lose people and, you know, but that's life. But people can get, you know, that affects people so much where they go to drug addiction because of loss and things like that. And I want grandma and grandpa. I want my mommy. I want my best friends that I've all lost. I want them. But, You can't let it affect you. We are emotional creatures, but we still have to be blessed and be thankful that we're here, and it's life. It's plain and simple. It's life. So, we have to have coping skills and put things into perspective. Thank you, Miss Falco. Thank you. Because, the devil roams to and fro. Satan roams to and fro. And we gotta put up some spiritual armor. How are we gonna deal with these things that crush us? And so that's another hour-long video, which I'm not gonna do right now because I'm an old man and I'm getting tired. Not tired, but yes. Saints are real. Angels are real. Demons are real. This crazy mofo saw it. I saw it. I don't need anybody's story or whatever. And it might be interesting, but my reality and my perception, I was there firsthand. I knew about it in the church coming up as a Christian. I knew about these types of things. And you always have a little question in your back of your mind, like, I wonder. But at 50 years old, it all came full circle. And I've seen angels before I died. And I saw a demon before I died. And then I saw them both when I was dead. I don't need any other historical data. That's my reality. That's it, folks. I said it all in a nutshell. You really get what you pay for on this channel. You really get what you pay for. But we all like to have fun. And I'm excited that I just got some new people in here. So the more the merrier. And I appreciate everybody that has good words in here and everything else. Come back, Carmela, and come back any other new people that came in here, because I'll be chirping away. All right, folks. Thank you. I love you all. God bless. And stay strong, okay? Stay strong. We're alive. We got a chance. We're alive. We have a chance for prosperity and laughter and love and compassion. Don't take it for granted. We're alive. All right? I've said enough. So thank you, folks. Tune in again, and we're going to rock and roll. Thank you, Mr. Spataro, and thank you, everybody else that came in here. God bless y'all.